Nearly 12 months to the day since Matt Renshaw, Peter Hadscomb and Nick Madison were thrust into the Test arena at the ages of 25 and under, Australia's shift towards youth has gone out the window with the Ashes call-up of Shaun Marsh. Recalled for the 8th time in his Test career, the 34-year-old will fill the no. 6 spot in the batting order for Australia in next week's first Test after a Sheffield Shield shootout for the position that produced few standout performers. Marsh is among the 10 leading run scorers in the competition, but among that group is the only one not to have compiled 100 this season. Selectors, however, have gone back to the left-hander after other candidates such as state teammate Hilton Cartwright and fellow incumbent Glenn Maxwell failed to sufficiently impress selectors. The return of Marsh, who lost his Cricket Australia contract in the winter and was not taken to Bangladesh in August and September, represents a sharp deviation from a succession of other selection decisions made around the Australian batting lineup in the past year. It was this weekend last year that batsmen in 3 venues around the country were engaged in a play-off for places in the Australian team following a heavy defeat to South Africa in Hobart. Centuries by Renshaw, then 20, and Hadscomb, at 24, secured their inclusion, while Madison, then also 24, was also chosen to make his Test debut against the Proteas in Adelaide based on potential. Later in the home Test summer, a 24-year-old Cartwright was also picked for the first time, against Pakistan in Sydney. For the Ashes only Hadscomb remains. The younger players we have chosen over the past 12 months or so, at this stage haven't given us enough performance to be chosen in the initial squad for the Ashes, national selector Trevor Holmes said. The Ashes is very important, we don't feel it's the ideal venue to inject them again. Particularly in such an important series, when they are not giving us the form we require. I would think, Marsh, is the type of selection that A, is warranted and secondly also displays we're just not here to pick a development side as has been touted a little bit in the past. That's just nonsense. That will be cold comfort to a batsman such as 35-year-old former Test opener Ed Cowan, the leading scorer in last season's Shield. Cowan was denied the opportunity to even press his case, forced to sit out the first 3 rounds of the Shield after the younger Daniel Hughes got the nod ahead of him for New South Wales in order for his international credentials to be assessed. Test captain Steve Smith had a role in that decision and he fully endorsed the selection of Marsh, who he saw at close quarters when he scored a second innings 91 for Western Australia against the Blues Test attack in round 2 at Hurstville Oval. I thought he played very well, and he's been opening the batting, so no. 6 is a spot where you could potentially face the second new ball and he's been doing that, Smith said. He scored some good runs against us in Hurstville and he's hitting the ball really well. I think, Western Australia coach, Justin Langer has been saying for some time he's been in the form of his life and it looked like he was batting incredibly well, so I am confident in the 6 batters we've picked that they can do a terrific job.